High five for expensive purchase. Good job. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my most expensive purchases, like my absolute most expensive purchases, and breaking down whether or not they were worth it. If you are new to my channel, my name is Zoe. I live in Montreal. I would love for you to subscribe. I make so many videos about personal finance and also just lifestyle in general, and kind of like the intersection between the two. I'm really passionate about living our best life while also taking care of our finances and our mental health. So I really hope you will stick around and subscribe, and please give this video a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Okay, so my most expensive purchases. It was actually kind of hard for me to come up with this list. I realized I'm not someone who makes very many super expensive purchases. Rather, I make a lot of smaller ones. But in my life, I have definitely made some purchases that were very expensive, and I thought it would be interesting for today's video to talk about each one of them, talk about how much they cost, and whether or not it was worth it. Before getting into my most expensive purchases, let me know in the comments, what is the most expensive thing you have ever bought, and do you feel it was worth it? I cannot wait to read your comment. My number one most expensive purchase was university, and I guess it wasn't really a purchase, it was like more of an experience. But when you think about the fact that you kind of like purchased your diploma, like you paid to go to school and then you get a diploma at the end of it, and like that's like almost what you purchased. I think it's really interesting to discuss whether or not it was worth it. I also recently got a comment on one of my vlogs asking if I had known that I was going to make a living off YouTube, would I still have gone to university? Which is such a good question. And university to this day is the thing that I've spent the most money on. I don't own a home. My car is not worth as much as my university degree. So university is definitely the thing that I spent the most money on. I also spent my own money / debt on going to university. So I think my total university experience probably cost around $60,000, which includes living in residence the first year, paying a out-of-province tuition because I went to school in a different province than my home province. And I think that would also include my semester studying abroad in Australia. Of, let's say, that $60,000, my parents very generously had saved up for and contributed $20,000. Basically, my parents had enough saved up for my first year of university, and that included residence as well. Moving away from home and living in residence definitely added a huge expense to my university career. I think had I not moved away, what my parents had saved up pretty much would have covered my tuition, but I felt it was important for myself and my journey to move away. I moved from Ottawa to Montreal. So without going into the breakdowns and everything that went into university, I do feel like it was worth it. I feel like if I had to look back and do it all over again, I would definitely go back to university. To me, it doesn't matter what you study or what career you end up with at the end. Like, the two don't necessarily have to be related. University was a whole experience, and a part of that experience is what I learned in the classroom, but a huge part of that experience is what I got out of university and who I met. Most of the people in my life would not be in my life if it weren't for university. I met my best friend there. She was randomly assigned to be my university dorm roommate. I met my boyfriend at university. I met great friends there. I had incredible travel experiences because I was very involved at university. I joined like student associations, and those associations allowed me to travel. My eyes were opened up to career aspirations and also lifestyle aspirations that I hadn't had my eyes opened to before either. I also know that I'm very lucky to live in Canada, where when you compare it to the United States, tuition is way more expensive in the United States. And so I am lucky to sit here and be like, oh, I don't I don't have a job that is exactly tied to my university degree, but it's okay. Like, I'm happy that I paid for the experience. I think my opinion might be different if I had paid $250,000 and taken out incredible student loans that I wouldn't even know if I'd be able to repay them. I think my answer would be different, but given the amount that it costs and given everything that I got out of university, it was 100% worth it. And I think even though I don't use my degree in my day-to-day career, I definitely use my business acumen. So I studied business. I have like a Bachelor of Commerce. I use my business acumen in my copywriting job every single day. Like, I would not have that job and I would not be able to charge the rate that I charge were it not for my university degree. I don't think I would have the discipline that I have. I don't think I would have the work ethic. And it just really, all of it, everything I learned, everything I did shaped me into the person that I am. So university, green check mark, it was worth it. A subset of that university purchase is my study abroad experience. I studied abroad for 6 months in Australia. It was one of the best times of my life, as probably anyone who studied abroad will tell you. It's just like the best time ever. And I almost didn't go. I almost let money hold me back because after the money from my parents ran out, I had to take on a loan, and I had a really negative view of my loan. I felt like I didn't deserve to have fun, to travel, to do anything while I still had debt. And while I do believe it's important to be careful when you have debt, studying abroad isn't a trip to Cancun with your friends that you can do after you graduate. Studying abroad is truly a once in a degree, let's say, which for many people, a degree is once in a lifetime, making it a once in a lifetime experience. I'll be able to travel to Australia again, but I'll never be 22, being able to study at that university, being able to stay in a dorm. I'll never have that experience again. And that experience was so expensive. Like, I definitely spent at least $10,000 on that experience, worth every single penny. If you are still in school and you are contemplating studying abroad, please do it, you guys. Like, please do it. Future you will thank you. Future you will also curse you because you'll always miss it. Like, to this day, like, I can cry when I think about how powerful and amazing and fun, like just pure fun that experience was, but it was 100% worth the money. My next most expensive purchase, this one's a bit weird, is laser eye surgery. So in 2018, while I was still in university, I got laser eye surgery. I had been laser focused on getting laser eye surgery for many, many years. My dad actually had laser eye surgery and he really loved it. In middle school, I realized that I need glasses, actually because I was at the opera, really random, but I was at the opera and they put the subtitles above the stage and I realized that I couldn't read the subtitles. From there, I had glasses that I would only wear in class. They were like the ugliest glasses ever. Oh my God. And then as the years progressed, my vision got worse and worse to the point where I needed to wear glasses every single day. Like, if someone was walking up to me on the street or in the hallway, I wouldn't be able to recognize their face. Their face was all blurry. If I was sitting anywhere but the very front row in class, I couldn't read the board. Like, I basically couldn't function in my day-to-day life without my glasses. I never felt very confident wearing glasses. I didn't really like how I looked with them on, and I started to get this really negative association with my glasses where my glasses made me a slob and my glasses made me ugly. Like, I really had negative self-talk when it came to my glasses. I got contacts, and the only type of contacts that I liked wearing were daily contacts, which are more expensive, which caused me to save my contacts for special occasions and wear my glasses on non-special occasions. So what ended up happening was every day that was just a regular day, non-special occasion, I looked in the mirror and felt ugly. I didn't feel confident. I didn't like the way I looked because of my glasses. When I look back at photos, I'm still like not really a fan of Zoe with glasses. It's just not, like, it's not me. Some people wear glasses and it suits them so well. Like, Camilla wears glasses and she looks great with her glasses. My boyfriend wears glasses. He looks great with his glasses. But for me, I just never liked wearing them. Okay, just for fun, you guys aren't ready. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Here is my worst photo with my glasses. These are like, wow, okay. This one's not so bad. Okay, a little bit sexy secretary. This one's not bad either. I actually think I look cute here. This, okay, the bangs. Why? This one's okay, but I remember this day actually feeling so bad about myself. Oh no, okay, here in France. No, very bad. This was the day I got laser eye surgery, November 16, 2018. This is the only photo I took. And then look, here's a photo of me after. I just remember feeling so confident. This was taken out at like a nightclub in Ottawa, and I could see it without glasses or contacts, and I felt on top of the world. And because my dad had such a positive experience with laser eye, I really wanted it. Everyone told me I was crazy. Like, everyone was like, don't get it. Like, there's all these myths around laser eye surgery. You could go blind. You need to wait until your prescription level's out, blah, blah, blah. But I was so determined, and I saved up a bunch of my money. I was working part-time in university. I saved up a bunch of my money, and I was saving it for either study abroad or to like get myself a new laptop or to pay off my debt. And prior to going on study abroad, I said, you know what? I don't want to go to Australia wearing glasses. I finally want to feel confident. I am getting myself laser eye surgery. So I saved up for it. I paid for it myself. It was the biggest one-time purchase that I ever made. I didn't finance it, nothing. I just paid for it. I was 22, and I'm honestly so proud of myself for doing that. Even the day of getting laser eye experience probably will go down as one of the best days because I was so happy. I had such a positive experience. I went to LASIK MD in Montreal. Amazing experience, incredible experience. It took all day, but like the surgery itself is very quick. You basically sleep for 24 hours, wake up, you can see. It changed my confidence. It changed the way I felt about myself. It changed the way I went about life, because when you have confidence in yourself, you want to go up to people, you want to talk to people, you want to make new friends, you want to go out, you want to live your best life because you feel confident. And I know it's superficial, glasses, no glasses, but it really was a block for me, and getting laser eye removed that block. From that day forward, I've been able to wake up and see clearly every day, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, I forget that I even used to have glasses, so sometimes I do take it for granted, but when I think about the fact that I can wake up and I can see, it is such a privilege, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it. And if I had to do it all over again, I would pay for it all over again. I would recommend any of my friends, any of you guys, I would highly recommend it. Like, obviously get it checked out with a doctor and make sure that medically everything is okay, but from an experience point of view, loved it. But the best part is that I paid extra to have insurance, so I will never have to pay for it again. So even if it regresses, I just go in and get a touch-up surgery. Best money ever spent. My next expensive purchase is my camera. I have currently 2 filming cameras, the one I'm filming on right now and my vlog camera. I used to use my vlog camera for everything, but it is slowly dying. So I've recently invested in this new camera. Both of those cameras cost me about $1,000 plus tax, so about $1,200, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Now, I'm so lucky that YouTube and content creation is my main job. So lucky. So yes, the camera itself is a business expense, but it still comes out of my pocket. It's still a lot of money coming out of my pocket. And the reason that I'm mentioning it in this video is because if any of you have ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, a lot of advice out there will say, like, just film with your iPhone. It's okay, film with your iPhone. But having a physical camera just does something to you, and I think it helps you take it seriously, and you're like, okay, I've got this nice camera, I've paid for it, I've invested in this new hobby, I'm gonna give it my all. So going back to like when I first bought my very first like good camera to do YouTube back in 2019, again, I probably spent about $1,000 on that one. That camera is now in my camera graveyard. I actually use it sometimes when I'm doing my monthly money videos and I film like the 2 views of doing my cash, but I didn't have very many subscribers. I wasn't making money off YouTube, but I invested in my hobby. And so it was good money spent. As long as this camera lasts, this one I'm filming on, please last me, it will be money well spent. Next up, number 5 is my old kitchen island. This is actually what gave me the idea for this video, is this kitchen island that I got. So when I moved into my old apartment, my old loft that you guys might remember from my videos, I splurged, okay? I was a bougie girl making management consultant money, and I wanted this kitchen island that was custom made by someone here in Quebec. Now that I'm thinking about it, and with the way that inflation has hit and the way furniture prices have gone up since COVID, $700 for a kitchen island is nothing, but this was almost 4 years ago, and to me, it was a lot of money. It was, again, like a really expensive purchase for me that I kind of did impulsively. I was just like, I want it, I got it. That was the old Zoe for you. So I had that kitchen island for 4 years. If that island would have made sense in this apartment or any other apartment that I moved to, I 100% would have kept it. It's the kind of piece of furniture that you will have in your life forever and ever and ever. So that cost $700. Compare it to, let's say, an IKEA kitchen island. Maybe the IKEA one would have been $400 or $500, but it wouldn't have lasted me as long. Now, what's really cool is that unfortunately, I didn't get to bring the kitchen island with me. It just didn't make sense. This kitchen already had an island. So I sold the kitchen island. I ended up selling it the exact same day. The day I put it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, I sold that kitchen island for $500. I probably could have gotten more for it if I wanted to wait longer, but I was moving, I was in a hurry. So $500. So in the end, that kitchen island cost me $200 for 4 years of use. That is really not bad. It's gonna live on and it's gonna have a life with its new owners who will either keep it forever or will sell it to someone else. It's gonna last forever. And going back, if I had bought that IKEA one, let's say I bought it for $400, I probably would have only been able to resell it for like $100. And so the actual cost per use would have been higher with the IKEA one or with the cheaper one. No shade to IKEA, I love IKEA. But in this case, investing in that furniture really did make sense, and the term investing in it actually makes sense. So that kitchen island is one of my best purchases, and I'm just really glad everything worked out with that because it could have totally gone the other way. But I think there are certain things when it comes to like furniture or handbags, or I don't really know what else, because technology does depreciate. But there are certain things that when you invest in them, you do get some of it back when you sell, and those are really, really nice. Number 6, which is my last one, which is actually one of the most expensive ones, is my car. So a couple years ago, I wanna say about 2 years ago, I bought a used car, my very first car. I had just learned how to drive. I didn't know how to drive until I was like 20. I didn't learn how to drive until I was 24, and I saved up and I bought myself a car. I still had a little bit of debt. I still have, as I'm sitting here speaking, a little bit of debt on the car, but overall the car cost me $17,000. I bought a Volkswagen Tiguan, and it is one of my best purchases. I had so much fear and so much anxiety when it came to driving. Part of the reason why it took me so long to learn how to drive is because my mom didn't drive growing up. My mom has a lot of fear when it comes to driving and cars. I grew up in downtown Ottawa, so we never needed a car. So I never really had a car to practice on. My dad uses his car for work a lot, so there was never a lot of opportunity for me to use his car to practice. I moved away from home at 18, lived downtown in a city, never needed to learn how to drive. Whenever I wanted to go home on the weekend, go visit my parents, I would take the train, and all of that kind of came to a grinding halt during COVID because the train wasn't running anymore, the bus wasn't running anymore, and it was like, you wanna go home? You need to learn how to drive. And so that was really the slap in the face of like, Zoe, you really need to get it together, start taking some lessons, like learn how to drive. And so that's what I did. I learned how to drive. That in and of itself was very, very empowering. But then came the problem that, again, I don't have a car to practice on. And when it comes to driving, if you don't practice, you're not gonna get confident. So I pretty much had decided that I need to buy myself a car so that I can practice, and also so that I can get home and like have this freedom. Of course, with COVID, things started opening up, but I got a dog and you're not bringing your dog on the train. So again, it added that extra layer of so many places. If I want to go to all these different places, if I want to do all these different things, most specifically like going home to visit my parents, I need a car to get from that point A to point B. So the decision to get a car started out very practical, and I really wanted something cheap, something not fancy, just like something safe to get me from one place to another. Also, being a nervous driver, I did want something a little bit bigger. I wanted an SUV. But of course, I just wanted it like used and whatever. My cousins own a car dealership. They ended up finding the Volkswagen Tiguan that I have now. It was a little bit more than I want to spend, but now I'm so grateful for this car, and I'm so glad that I did spend a little bit extra because I have heat seaters, which in Canada is so nice to have, like in the winter. I have Bluetooth, which is so nice. I have a really beautiful sunroof, which makes it really pleasant to drive, and I have leather seats, which helps a lot with the dog with just like smells and dirt and stuff. And what ended up happening with this car is that not only did I learn how to drive and get comfortable, but I learned to love driving and to appreciate the freedom that it gives me. And just learning how to drive and knowing that I have a car of my own, knowing that I can go wherever I want, whenever I want, it gives me a certain confidence that I do carry with me in my day-to-day life that I'm really, really grateful for. I know that it is such a privilege to have a car of your own, especially in a city like Montreal where you don't need one. So it's really not something that I take for granted, and it's something that I really try and take good care of my car, which you wouldn't know by looking at it, because like the first week I got it, I scratched it and I never got it fixed. But it's getting fixed soon. And then someone hit me on the street. Anyway, but all that to say, I do think for me, my car was a good purchase. Cars are not investments. We know this, okay? It's like 101. Cars are not investments. You're not gonna get back what you paid for on your car, but I do get a lot of other value out of my car that make it worthwhile. So those are my most expensive purchases. I really don't think I'm forgetting anything, but if I do think of some other stuff, I can make a part 2 for this. Let me know, you guys, in the comments what some of your most expensive purchases are and whether or not they were worth it. I guess the takeaway here is that all of my most expensive purchases were worth it. I think if they weren't, I would have tried to like sell it. I guess you can't sell my degree, but you know what I mean. I also wanted to give an honorable mention. I know for so many people, furniture again is some of the most expensive purchases. This couch that I'm sitting in front of right now, I got it gifted to me in like a YouTube collaboration, but I would 100% spend my money on this. So even though, I just wanted to mention it because even though it's like technically not a purchase, I didn't exchange money transaction for it, I would buy this again. I think it's around $2,500, probably with tax and everything. And this couch is amazing. It's definitely worth it. So that's my little number 6 honorable mention. Those are my most expensive purchases, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. I love you so much. Bye. Oh, come here. I debated including her as a purchase, but I don't really see her as a purchase. But you are expensive. To this day, you cost me a lot of money, girl. High five for expensive purchase. Good job.